Right, alright. So this week's story that we're focusing on is Burnt by Anthony Horowitz, and we're focusing particularly on narrative forms. So just a reminder for you that the whole unit is looking at Horowitz Horror, collection of stories by Anthony Horowitz, and the idea is you will create your own horror tales, but original ones. And looking at the assessment criteria there, we're always looking at relevant language choices, particularly for genre, and obviously tension and suspense for horror, but looking carefully at content, narrative composition, structure, moving away from I woke up one day, this happened to me, happy ever after, something a bit more original, a bit more engaging, equally with punctuation. Yes, we're looking for accurate punctuation, but to move further up that ladder, we're looking for creative use of punctuation, which is why we did punctuation for dialogue last week and will continue this week as well. A reminder of how you hand tasks in. On a Friday, you email your English teacher and you hand them in everything you've done. So explanation tasks, you'll find that Burn is recorded in 11 videos, they're very short, about 2 minutes each. It's got the whole narrative on it. There'll be other explanation tasks as well to help you understand keywords, etc. The application tasks might include maps, summaries, definitions. They have to be done and submitted. So I know your submission day is on Friday and you'll hand in your creative piece of work, but you also have to hand in those application tasks as well to show that you're practicing the skill before you finally use it. All right, okay, so let's start off with our keyword epistolary, or sometimes it can be pronounced epistolary. Either way, it's a certain narrative form that I'm sure you've seen before. So novels that are written as diary extracts, or novels that are a collection of letters to people looking at replies. There are certain ways that you can do it. I'm going to take you through it here. So we've got some famous diarists there. So we've got Captain Scott, of course, who travelled to the Antarctic and famously kept a diary, and it was found. None of him or his team were found alive, but the diary was there, and it told us how he struggled and things got gradually worse, even though he was an experienced explorer. And we know a lot about the Great Fire of London through the retellings of Samuel Pepys. So with his diary, explaining things there and then, how things were happening. And then we've got Anne Frank. And Anne Frank is a very famous diary as well because it gives us that kind of personal insight into the Holocaust. And again, all the more poignant because Anne Frank did not survive, but her diary did. So we've got that close engagement with what was happening at the time. But none of these are fiction. But you can replicate this style in fiction to tell a story and give a really close first person narrative. So, what we'll think about first is who is the speaker, who is narrating and bringing the story to us. So, we'll look at a few narrative forms. We'll end this one here, and if you go to Burnt Live Lesson Part 2, that's where we'll go from.